Most people believe that modern warfare is won by the side with the biggest bombs or the most advanced missiles. They're wrong. On October 26th, Israel launched a strike on Iran that didn't just target military infrastructure, it targeted the very soul of the Iranian leadership. While the global media was busy counting explosions, the real story was the psychological checkmate hidden in the cockpit. Israel officially announced that 30 female aircrew members led this high-stakes mission. In the strict religious and cultural framework of Iran's leadership, being defeated by a female force isn't just a military loss, it is the ultimate humiliation. It's a move designed to demoralize a nation from the inside out. But as the smoke clears, a far more terrifying reality is emerging. While the world watches the dogfights in the sky, a move is being made 3,000 feet below the ocean in the Strait of Hormuz that could effectively delete the internet for 4 billion people. If you think you're safe because you're thousands of miles away from the Middle East, you need to understand that your digital life is currently hanging by a thread. By the time we finish this breakdown, you'll see why the next 24 hours could plunge the world into a digital dark age. Let's look at the numbers, because this is where reality completely shatters expectations. Earlier this year, Iran attempted to overwhelm Israel with a massive swarm of nearly 10,000 drones. It was a show of sheer volume. In response, Israel just carried out its counterstrike with a precision force of only 300 to 400 drones. The result was total air superiority. The Pentagon has already reviewed the mission logs, calling this one of the most historically significant air operations ever conducted. Israel has proven they can now enter Iranian airspace at will, strike any coordinate with surgical precision, and exit before the air defense sirens even have time to wail. This isn't just a war, it's a global advertisement. Israel is showing the world that Iran's much-hyped iron shield is actually made of glass. This absolute dominance has backed Iran into a dangerous corner, and as history shows, a cornered power doesn't just retreat, it looks for a nuclear medicine. Have you ever wondered why the United States, despite all its military might, has never carried out a full-scale invasion of North Korea? North Korea is smaller, poorer, and arguably more provocative than Iran. The answer is a single word: nuclear. For nations like Iran, a nuclear weapon isn't just a bomb to be dropped, it's the only medicine that stops a superpower from knocking on your door. They've realized that without this deterrent, they are vulnerable to the kind of carpet bombing Israel just unleashed. This is a terrifying tactic where bombs are dropped in a precise slicing pattern to systematically level an entire area, leaving nothing but dust. This realization is sending a shockwave through Europe that we haven't seen in decades. French President Emmanuel Macron just made a startling announcement that most mainstream media missed. France is officially increasing its nuclear warhead count. They are upgrading their technology and increasing their yield. Why? Because the era of peace through diplomacy has officially ended. Even within the Western alliance, the cracks are widening. In a move that sent shockwaves through Washington, Spain's prime minister just expelled 15 U.S. military aircraft from Spanish soil. The message was loud and clear: Spain refuses to be used as a launchpad for a war they didn't start. In an immediate and aggressive response, the U.S. released footage of 9 Tomahawk missiles being fired toward Iranian assets. The world isn't just picking sides anymore. Countries are scrambling to protect their own interests before the fire spreads to their doorsteps. But now, we need to talk about the threat that no one is prepared for. We've been conditioned to think the internet lives in the clouds. That is a myth. The internet lives in the mud, at the very bottom of the ocean. Almost all global communication travels through undersea fiber optic cables, and there is a massive, vulnerable bottleneck called the Strait of Hormuz. This narrow strip of water is the jugular vein of the digital world, and it sits under the direct control of Iran. The statistics are bone-chilling. 37% of all global internet traffic passes through these specific undersea cables. Over 4 billion people depend on this infrastructure for their banking, their jobs, their emergency services, and their daily lives.
We've already seen a preview of what happens when this digital jugular is touched. In 2024, the Houthis successfully cut several cables, causing massive internet outages across Africa and parts of Asia. But Iran has something the Houthis don't: an elite navy and world-class cyber warfare experts who know exactly where the pressure points are. Imagine your life for just 1 week without the internet. No Google, no YouTube, no digital payments, no GPS, and no way to contact your family. For most of the modern world, society would effectively stall within 48 hours. Iran knows this is their doomsday switch. If they cannot win the war in the air, they can win it by plunging the Western world into a digital dark age. They have the coordinates, they have the specialized equipment, and they are currently positioned to pull the plug. While Iran calculates this final move, their regional influence is being dismantled from within. In a political twist that no one saw coming, the Prime Minister of Lebanon has made his first ever official decree against Hezbollah. He has declared Hezbollah an illegal organization. He has ordered them to drop their weapons immediately and stated that the Lebanese government will no longer provide any military or civilian support. Lebanon has seen the carpet bombing in Iran and realized that if they don't cut ties with Hezbollah now, Beirut will be the next city reduced to rubble. This is a massive strategic blow to Iran, as they've just lost their most powerful proxy and their primary front line against Israel. The losses for Iran are mounting on the water as well. The United States military just confirmed a devastating naval strike. The Bagheri is gone. For those who aren't following naval movements, the Bagheri was Iran's Pride, an elite drone carrier ship. It was a floating airbase designed to launch swarms of drones from the middle of the ocean. By sinking the Bagheri, the US hasn't just destroyed a ship, they've crippled Iran's ability to project power beyond its borders. Iran has already lost several major vessels in the last few months, and while their submarine fleet remains hidden and dangerous, their surface drone power has been neutralized. We are witnessing a total and violent restructuring of global power, from female pilots breaking through psychological barriers to the very real possibility of a global internet blackout. The rules of engagement have been rewritten in blood. This is exactly why we created Buzz Soda. In an era where news is often just a delayed version of the truth, we're committed to bringing you the raw, unfiltered reality of these global shifts as they happen. If you want to stay ahead of the next crisis and understand the world before it changes again, you need to be part of the Buzz Soda community. Subscribe now and make sure your notifications are on. I want to leave you with one question to think about tonight. If the internet actually went down tomorrow, what is the one thing you would regret not having a physical copy of? Your bank records? Your family photos? A map of your own city? Let us know in the comments. We read every single one, and your perspective helps us shape the next deep dive. Don't get too comfortable. Intelligence sources are suggesting that tonight will be a heavy night in the region. There are confirmed movements in the Iranian submarine fleet that suggest a counter-response is already being prepared. We are monitoring the situation closely, and we will be back tomorrow morning with a fire update on everything that happens under the cover of darkness. The chess pieces are moving faster than ever. Make sure you're ready for the next move. Share this video with those who need to hear the truth. Stay safe, stay informed, and stay alert. This is Buzz Soda. We'll see you at sunrise.